And one more thing, actually, before I go, I think I want to just take a moment. Again, as Aqua said, I am the interim, and interim piece is important. For the duration for part of this year up to December of this year, and we'll be working hard, doing good work between now and then, getting ready for a new leadership structure. Not only new leadership, but embracing the governance structure, which the steering committee recently approved. But I want to just take a moment on behalf of the collective to thank our outgoing co-chair, Mr. Jerome Underwood. And Jerome, come up here for a second. And so Jerome's not retiring; he's still in the work, so we don't have to make this too drawn out and dramatic. But I do want to just kind of say, for me as a leader, you all know, and anyone who's been here, I mean, Jerome brings that tenacity. Someone talked about yesterday, we need that sense of urgency. We need that energy. That's what Jerome has brought day in and day out to this work. We've got to get the work done. We know in his day job, he's working on poverty. At night, he's working on poverty. And when he's with us, he's working on combating poverty. And that energy is helpful, is contagious for the group. The other thing I have to shout out the wisdom of Jerome. He's good at bringing metaphors, African proverbs. The one that I will never forget, and I think is really important. He talks about and I don't want to get this wrong, like being like the pig at breakfast, right? And that as a I've mentioned my gift, my bringing commitment, right? And that's real commitment. If you the chicken or the chicken, if it's an egg breakfast, no chicken on a breakfast. The chicken lays the eggs for breakfast, but the pig, and I'm vegetarian, but but the pig, gives it all for breakfast because if there's bacon on the table, he gives it all. So Jerome reminds us to come into this work all in, both feet in, and otherwise there's no way we can achieve our goals. So thank you for your leadership, and here's a little token from our Mackie. So. Yeah, sure, please do.
I'm notorious to, when I get gifts, to not open them for like months, which frustrates my wife and children. So I may not open it for a couple months. Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you, everyone. Gratitude is something that is really important. And is this upside down? Got to give me instructions for these things. I got it out quick. Okay. So it says here, with our greatest appreciation, we hereby acknowledge Jerome with this gift in recognition of your unwavering support, steadfast leadership, and passionate commitment to our MAPI's goals and our Rochester community, presented by our MAPI. So I'll say something that's not from African tradition,
All right.
Followed up with African tradition. King Henry VIII said to his 8 wives right before he married them, "I won't keep you long." So Junior, that's British. Yeah.
And you looked at me, I was like,
Yeah. No, well, just
people from the Caribbean just like you.
but when he introduced himself, he said, "I'm from England." Listening is a skill. Some people said they bring listening, right? So, I'm a study of African history and spirituality, and when I said I'm a compassionate warrior, it's from the Akan tradition, because the day that you're born is really, really, really important in African tradition. And so in knowledge of self, I was born on a Tuesday. So it's called your Kradin, and my Kradin is that you're born on Tuesday, you're a compassionate warrior. And again, I mentioned warriors don't fight, soldiers fight. A warrior protects his or her community. So my wife and I, just this morning, we were talking about, just coming into your purpose. And I've been in Rochester for a long time, 37 years actually, and a couple people in this room know me almost all of the time. Jennifer is one of them, almost all of that time. And it took me a while to get to human service work, about 20 years actually, because I worked in finance and in banking for a long time. But during that time, my volunteer work was doing work with children through football, what Americans call soccer, because that's how I got here. So in terms of just what your purpose is in working on behalf of others is clearly what mine is. And, as I mentioned to Erica, just when we were coming in the room, he said, we work on poverty only on days that end in a Y, just those days. And so working, like I said, I'm stepping down because change is good, and to step aside and let other people lead is a good thing. And we believe in that rotation and fresh ideas, but we're not leaving the work. We're allowing space for other leaders like Ajamu and others to come and arise while we still push our shoulder to the plow only on days that end in a Y. Thank you very much.